Hey, y'all already know what time it is. Adoniyah720 Reacts is back with another. In this video, I'll be reacting of man slaying a demon and his wife. Man arrested for an exorcism. Y'all hear me? An exorcism. But don't swipe the screen, y'all. You gotta watch this one. Y'all gotta tune into this one right here. Y'all already know I got a foundational scripture for this, and I'll be coming from Leviticus 19 verse 31. Let's get it. Do not turn to a ghost, and do not inquire of a familiar spirits, to be defiled by them. I am Yayo Elahaka. And this dude right here, he was defiled by something. This dude did some crazy stuff. And I say he did something crazy, he did something crazy. Now let's get to our next foundational script. I'm gonna use on this, but I'm not even gonna stop the video. We're gonna watch it all the way through. We're gonna come from Leviticus chapter 20, verse 6. And if a person turns to ghosts and familiar spirits and goes astray after them, I will set my face against that person and cut him off from among his people. And this dude needs to be cut off, y'all. Y'all check this out.
Thank you, Judge. I am sure that the court has read the investigator's report. This is a first-degree premeditated murder charge for the defendant. I will admit that there is no known criminal history as far as prior convictions. There are prior contacts from Florida, Illinois, so there is some concern for flight risk. It's understood from the investigation that Mr. Morgan has resided outside of the state for a significant period of time and only recently returned some years ago. The allegations themselves are very conclusive. What the court doesn't have is the photographs. The evidence has been presented to our office through a warrant. This is by far one of the worst cases I've seen in my career handling homicide cases. The scene itself, when officers arrived and documented it, looked like something from a horror movie, frankly.
Pause. Let's go start this one time. And we're going to come from Leviticus chapter 20, verse 27. A man or a woman who has a ghost or a familiar spirit shall be put to death. They shall be pelted with stones. Their blood guilt shall be upon them. And that woman's blood guilt is upon him, because he the one that was a familiar spirit, saying this woman was a familiar spirit. But let's get to it.
They notated that there was blood splattered throughout the apartment, as well as pieces of the deceased's skull and tissue matter all over the walls, including the ceiling. Mr. Morgan does make an admission to officers. He does turn himself into the 11th precinct, admitting that he killed a demon inhabiting his wife at the time. Yeah, people have some concerns given the allegations, the severity of the offense. I am asking to Court Rule 6.106, given the fact that the defendant is charged with murder, that he be denied pretrial release. I believe that he is a concern for the public, being a danger to the public, as well as a flight risk given his out-of-state contacts. He does have family in the state of Florida, and would ask bond to be remanded.
Thank you, APA. Response, Ms. Shedd.
Your Honor, my client is presumed innocent unless proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. He's 68 years old. He receives disability.
Pause. You heard what she said? He is innocent. No. Proverbs chapter 6, verse 16 through 19. 6 things Yah hates, 7 are abomination to him: a haughty bearing, a lying tongue, hands that shed innocent blood like he did with his wife, a mind that hatches evil plots like he did, a false witness who testified lies. He testified lies saying he was taking the demon away, and one who incites brothers to quarrel. As y'all see, y'all get to see a real true son of Belial right here in front of y'all face.
Your Honor, my client is not at flight risk. Look at the report. He walked into the precinct. He turned himself in, and he said to the officers, I killed the demon that was pretending to be my wife, and I'm turning myself in. He goes there and he walks in and he turns himself in, and clearly he is struggling from some mental illness from that statement itself, Your Honor. But we are not here for that. You know, he'll have his trial, he'll have his day in court. We're here for arraignment. But at this time, he is presumed innocent unless proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. I know the court usually remands matters like this. However, given that he has no assaultive history or history like this, Your Honor, and he's not on probation or parole or anything pending, I'm asking the court to consider a cash bond and not a remand with a GPS tether and house arrest. Any bond amount is going to be unaffordable. He does have heart issues. He says his condition is very bad. I asked the court to respectfully to mark his file medical. However, I just don't, him turning himself in on something like this is not on these kind of allegations without even being asked. It doesn't say anybody called him or anything. He just went there, turned himself in, and made these statements, allegedly. So I don't believe there's a flight risk here. And he also does not have a history of being assaultive. So, but I understand that he is charged with homicide. I'm asking the court to consider a high cash bond with a GPS tether and house arrest, Your Honor.
Thank you both. Mr. Morgan, I appreciate and consider that you surrendered yourself to authorities to address this allegation, as well as your lack of history, criminal or capious. I have concerns, Mr. Morgan, regarding the safety of the public, regarding not only the allegation, but what the court finds to be a high likelihood of conviction, given not only evidence that was alleged to have been found, but also statements that were alleged to have been made by yourself, including but not limited to the allegation you stated that you alleged killed the demon pretending to be your wife. Further allegations continue that you struck your wife with a plastic sword during the assault. When she fell to the floor, you observed her suffering and retrieved a large pair of plumber's pliers, striking her in the back of the head to a point, as throughout the investigator's report, matters of her body were found, skull and otherwise, throughout the room, patterns of blood and tissue as indicated by the people. The court finds this to be an extremely concerning assaultive allegation, and I have high concerns regarding the safety of the public. This is not a flight risk. This is a danger to the community. Given this very serious offense, court finding that guilt is evident, presumption of guilt is great, being a high likelihood of conviction, not only for the statements that you are alleged to have made, but also for the evidence that was alleged to have been found at the scene. The court is going to remand you into custody for further proceedings, as recommended by the people. So, Mr. Morgan, you're going to be denied bond at this point. Any questions on your court dates?
I don't want to hurt anyone. I don't want to be. You know. I don't. You're right.
All right, Mr. Morgan, if you don't have any questions.
Wow. He just said he don't want to be there. I guess he thought it was right when he killed that woman. Well, I mean, on the live, since Facebook trying to shadow ban everything. Well, my last foundational scripture for this is Proverbs chapter 14, verse 12. A road may seem right to a man, but in the end, it is a road to death. And this old demonic man just ended his life. He unalived his wife, saying he was doing the exorcist. He killed the demon in her, but he sound foolish. But it played. But anyhow.